The most dangerous position for any franchise quarterback isn't the opposing pass or the defensive schemes designed to confuse him. It's the boardroom where decisions get made about roster construction, salary cap allocation, and the uncomfortable, sometimes even the most successful partner reach natural conclusion. I've been tracking develop around Ford Field quarterback situation, and the dots I'm connecting paint a picture that Lions Nation to understand. This isn't about panic. This is about recognizing patterns historically precede major franchise shifts. And I'm going to walk you through exactly why the next few months could redefine Detroit football for the next decade. Welcome back to Lions News Fan Report, where you get the real analysis on everything Detroit. I'm bringing you the insights that matter, the strategic breakdowns that go beyond surface-level reporting, and the honest conversations about where this franchise is headed. If you're serious about understanding the Lions at a deeper level, make sure you're subscribed because we cover every angle of how this organization operates. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an update as we navigate this crucial period in Lions history. Let me set the foundation for what's happening behind the scenes. The 2026 offseason is approaching rapidly, and the Lions are facing significant decisions regarding offensive line. Taylor Decker has been dropping hints about his future that range from subtle to obvious, and anyone paying close attention knows that retirement discussions are very much on the table. Penei Sewell and rookie Tate Ratledge appear to be the only guaranteed starters returning on the offensive line season. That's 2 out of 5 positions locked down, with massive question marks everywhere else. The free agent market isn't offering much help either. Beyond potentially landing center Tyler Linderbaum or tackle Rasheed Walker, Detroit is looking at a thin pool of proven veteran options. This means the Lions are likely going to lean heavily on the draft to rebuild the trenches, which is a multi-year process rather than an immediate fix. Draft picks, no matter how talented, require development time. They make rookie mistakes. They need coaching and experience before they can protect a quarterback at an elite level consistent. Now here's where this gets critically important for understanding the quarterback situation. Jared Goff's success in Detroit has been directly correlated to the quality of his pass protection. When the offensive line gives him time, Goff is one of the most efficient quarterbacks in the league. His completion percentage, yards per attempt, and decision-making all rank among the best when he has a clean pocket. But when protection breaks down, when he's facing constant pressure, the statistics tell a very different story. Goff isn't a mobile quarterback who can consistently escape collapsing pockets or extend plays with his legs. He's a pocket passer who needs structure, time, and reliable blocking to execute at the highest level. The organization understands this fundamental reality better than anyone. They've invested heavily in maintaining elite offensive line play precisely because they know Goff's skill set requires it. But now they're staring at a situation where that elite protection is crumbling. Decker potentially retiring removes a 10-year veteran with Pro Bowl experience. The left guard position has been a revolving door with Christian Mahogany, Miles Frazier, Kyoto Waska, and Tristan Colon, all getting opportunities without anyone seizing the role definitively. Right guard needs address. The depth behind the starters consists of players like Dan Skipper and Giovanni Manu, who are adequate backup but far from long-term starting solutions. Mock drafts are projecting the Lions to address these issues aggressively. Caden Proctor from Alabama is being mentioned as a potential first-round target at pick 17. The Alabama offensive tackle is ranked as the third-best lineman in the draft, having allowed just 1 sack this season, along with only 3 quarterback hits, 16 total. That's exceptional production. College. Emmanuel Pregnon from Oregon is another name circulating as a potential second-round selection. Fifth, the former USC guard allowed 0 sacks starting every game at left guard in 2024, showing the kind of consistency and reliability the Lions desperately need. But here's the critical question that connects all of this to Goff's future in Detroit. These are developmental prospects. Even if the Lions nail pick and get immediate contributors, there will be growing. There will be games where pressure gets through, where assignments get missed, where youth and inexperience create problems. And during that developmental period, Goff will be the one absorbing hit, dealing with disrupted timing, and trying to maintain the offensive fish. Find his tenure. Goff is 32 years old, entering the veteran stage of career. His contract situation becomes increasingly relevant. We look toward 2027 and beyond. The Lions structured his deal in a way that provides flexibility, but that same flexibility means the organization can make changes. They determine this is about roster and record when the supporting can no longer opt quarterback skills. I've been watching how other franchises handle similar, and the pattern clear. When an organization commits to a multi-year offensive line rebuild, they often make simultaneous decisions about whether their quarterback fits the timeline of that rebuild. If you're projecting 2 to 3 years before your offensive line reaches elite status again, and your quarterback is already in his mid-30s, the math starts looking. Do you ask Goff to weather the storm while young linemen develop, knowing he'll be absorbing punishment during that process? Or do you make the difficult decision to pursue a younger quarterback who can grow with the rebuilt line and provide a longer tuition? The draft class coming up features several quarterback prospects who will generate significant interest. While the Lions hold the 17th pick, they have the draft capital and organizational appeal to move up if they identify a franchise quarterback they believe represents the future. A younger quarterback on a rookie contract would also provide massive salary cap, allowing Detroit to invest more heavily in other positions while the offensive line develops. This isn't speculation about Goff's performance declining. This is analyzing organizational strategy and understanding how successful franchises think about roster construction over multi-year period. There's also the consideration of what's best for Goff himself. If Detroit is entering a period where pass protection will be inconsistent while young linemen develop, is that the optimal situation for a 32-year-old quarterback who relies on pocket stability? Other teams with established offense might extend his success while competing for immediately. The Lions have always been a class organization, and if they determine that the roster timeline doesn't align with Goff's career stage, facilitating a move to a situation that benefits everyone could be the professional way to handle it. The coaching staff has been notably careful in their public comments about long-term planning. They praise Goff consistently, and rightfully so, given his contribution turning franchise, but they also emphasize being adaptable and making decisions based on the best interest building stained set. That language, while diplomatic, leaves room for significant changes. Canal points. I want to emphasize that this potential scenario doesn't diminish Goff's accomplishment in Detroit. He's been instrumental in changing culture, leading winning seasons, and establishing the Lions. Legitimate respect for his contribution is genuine. However, professional sports require organizations to make forward-looking decisions that sometimes conflict with emotional attachment. The goal is always to position the franchise for sustained championship contention, and if that requires difficult personnel decisions, successful organizations don't hesitate to make them. The 2026 draft will be absolutely critical for understanding Detroit's direction. If they draft 2 offensive linemen in the first 2 rounds as projections suggest, that signals a commitment to rebuild through youth rather than quick fix, and that multi-year rebuild timeline raises legitimate questions about quarterback alignment. If they surprise everyone and trade up for a quarterback or make unexpected moves in free agency, that would indicate the decision-makers believe the time for transition is now rather than later. So here's my complete analysis. The Lions are facing offensive line reconstruction that will likely take multiple seasons fully execute. Jared Goff's effectiveness depends heavily on pass protection quality, and the projected timeline for restoring elite line play may not align perfectly with his career stage and contract situation. While Goff has been exceptional for Detroit, organizational strategy sometimes requires difficult decisions about roster construction and long-term planning. The possibility of the Lions and Goff parting ways isn't about failure or disappointment. It's about recognizing when timelines don't sync perfectly and making strategic choices that benefit both the franchise's future and the player's remaining career. Whatever direction management chooses, Lions fans should feel optimistic because the organization has demonstrated competent decision-making and commitment to building sustained success. Before I wrap this up, I need to hear from you in the comments below. How do you feel about the possibility of Detroit moving on from Jared Goff if the offensive line rebuild extends multiple years? Would you support drafting a young quarterback to grow with the rebuilt line? Do you think Goff deserves the opportunity to finish his career in Detroit, regardless of roster challenges? How would you balance respecting his contributions with making strategic decisions for franchise's future? Drop your thoughts because this community thrives on intelligent discussion. If this analysis gave you perspective you're not finding elsewhere, make sure you're subscribed to Lions News Fan Report. I'm here covering every development, every strategic decision, and every move that shapes Detroit's future. Hit that like button, appreciate depth of coverage, and share this with fellow Lions fans who want real analysis. The offseason is approaching fast, and this is where you'll understand exactly what's happening and why. I'll see you in the next one, and as always, one pride.